Coming up on the four-wheel drive show, Macca and Ty's epic trip to Cape York. Team Carnage shows their 2K build-up zoot, and we have the teaser for the DVD of Mudflats Mayhem. So sit back, relax, because it's the four-wheel drive show taking you off-road. Welcome back, guys, to the four-wheel drive show. Now, a lot of you might think we've been off air for a while, and that's because we've been off filming lots of good stuff for you to sit back and enjoy. But first up, let me introduce you to our new co-presenter, which is Shelley. Welcome along, Shelley.
Thank you.
Now, Shelley's going to be with us on a lot of journeys, and guess what, guys? She has her own four-wheel drive, and she loves camping. She's a bit of a cowgirl.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Anyway, guys, first up, we're going to show you an epic trip which Macca and Ty took over to Cape York. Now, it's a very big trip, so we've actually had to split it up into 4-piece episodes. So sit back and enjoy number 1.
How you going, guys? What we're up to is we're going to go for a trip to Cape York. We're going to travel via the Great Central Road from Laverton through to Alice Springs, or through to Uluru first, and then from Uluru up to Alice Springs. From Alice Springs, we're going to head a little bit further north and then onto the Plenty Highway. We're going to take the Plenty Highway across to Urandangi and then up to Mount Isa and across to Innisfail, where I've got some friends, and from Innisfail we're going to service up and from there head up to Cape York and see what it's all about. I've got with me my travelling companion is Ty. And
how are you?
I'm good.
Keen?
Looking forward to it, mate. I reckon it's going to be a fantastic trip. We're going to take a bit of video along the way, and obviously I'll be taking a fair few photos as well. It should be a great trip. I mean, we've got 4,500 k's just to get to Innisfail. The route that we're taking, most of that's going to be on gravel roads. We're not really sure of the condition of these, but there hasn't been a great deal of rain out in that area for a fair period of time.
No, true. The only herd we heard was a little bit of Laverton, and that was it. Yep,
that's it. So we're going to jump in and get going, and we hope to show you some of the sights along the way. Hope you enjoy it.
Stay tuned.
This is the one, Cosmo Newbury, Warburton and Alice Springs. This is us. Alright, we're on the Great Central Road. Awesome. Morning, day 1. Beautiful sunrise. Both of us were up early. Adjusted the fan belts on the Land Cruiser, checked wheel nuts, checked tyre pressures, oil and water, all good to go. And we're off to Chukka Roadhouse. Don't ask me how to spell it, it starts with a T. And we'll have a bit of fuel there, maybe a bite to eat, and then we'll keep moving again. Come around your road, Tron?
Yeah, you're on, mate.
Cheers, buddy. Let's see if we can catch these snails in front of you.
Hope them snails aren't too slow.
Roger that. Righto, we're just about to hit the gravel on the Plenty Highway. Been about 100 k's of bitumen to this point, single lane, but it's been pretty good. Ty's gone ahead. I've given him a 5-minute head start so that I'm not travelling in his dust, and we're going to keep him radio communication. He'll let me know when someone's travelling through so that I'm aware, and also so that we can gauge roughly how far apart we are. Hoping to get to Jervis tonight and stay there. Plan is to camp up there and hopefully get a shower, which would be nice. I'm starting to smell. And we'll see how we go from there. Alright. Righto, well we've made it to the east coast. It's been a few days that we were down at Innisfail, and we're only about 5 k's from the coast there, but we never got there. It was too good in the rainforest. So we've driven up today and we're just north of Cairns. We're on our way to Mossman and then up to Daintree to see if the crab track's open. And we came off over the hill here on the Captain Cook Highway and saw this beach and thought, let's go and say good day to the ocean. We're here, nice, like this whole area is. The sun's out, it's getting warm. I might actually go and put a couple of pairs or a pair of shorts on a little bit later, and we'll keep driving up and see where we end up tonight.
So what's coming up next, Shell?
Next we got Team Carnage. They're doing a $2,000 Zook build up from the ground, and they've got a little contract going, so
Let's go have a look.
I reckon check it out.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Team Carnage garage. This week we're going to be building some rock sliders for the Suzuki, and as an example, these are some rock sliders on the Hilux. Rock sliders are basically a heavy duty side step welded to the chassis that's strong enough to handle the full weight of the vehicle landing on them, so you can pivot around rocks and obstacles when you're in a off-road situation. We're going to do them to the Suzuki, but first of all we're going to cut up the bonnet. Helping us with the grinding today we have the latest member of Team Carnage. Some say he sneezes grinder dust and farts MIG wire, but we know him as the SIG. Well, good help's hard to find. The SIG's found a comfortable spot to sit, lost motivation after a couple of inches of cutting, so it's left up to me now. I think he's been watching too much Top Gear. Safety gear, always. Okay, we've done the initial cut on the bonnet. Now just putting a flap wheel into the grinder, clean up the edges so they're nice and clean to weld up with the MIG. Now that we've done some cutting, I might as well explain why we're cutting the bonnet down. One, it's for looks, to make it look like the other Team Carnage buggy with the cut down bonnet, but it also serves a useful purpose as well. Just narrows the front, leaves less sticking out in the way, and means that the tyres are going to be the most outside point of the vehicle, and we can use them to approach obstacles without worrying about the body caving in. But yeah, mainly for looks. We'll make it look cool. But we've just clamped it up now that we've cut it and ground it up ready for welding. Clamped it up into place. We'll put a few tack welds on there, take the clamps off. We'll fill in this gap that's in here between the two pieces with another piece that we cut out. We'll recycle a piece of the Suzuki sheet metal to fill up that hole, and should look sweet. Okay, you can see we've cut and tacked the side of the bonnet in place, and we've got this gap here. That's because of the angle now is longer than when it was straight. So I've used a piece of the scrap that we cut out and just done a bit of cutting and a bit of hand forming to get the angle right. That'll sit in behind there, weld it in place with a little bit of bog. You won't even know it's not factory. Well, we've got the bonnet cut down and welded back up again. We've just got to do the finish welding and a bit of automotive filler, otherwise known as bog, to tidy her up. And I think you'll agree with me, it looks pretty mean. Now onto the rock sliders. Helping us build the sliders today, we've had a bit of a blow-in. Anthony, the Team Carnage navigator and resident fabricator. And let's get started. First of all, we're going to reinforce the Suzuki chassis. We've made some cardboard templates and transferred onto some steel. We're going to reinforce the chassis before we weld the sliders onto it, give it a bit of strength, because the Suzuki chassis are quite thin. To get better access to the chassis, we've unbolted the cab mounts from this side and we've loosened off the ones on the other side. We're just going to lift the cab off the chassis a little bit. Anthony's going to chock it up with some chocks of wood.
Got the SIG in there. One. Little high, guys. One more. Righto, beautiful. Okay, so what I've just started to do is put in the first fish plate on the chassis here. Just use a clamp to hold it in place very loosely because we've got some fuel lines on the back side, and basically just tacked on all the main points of the fish plate to hold it in place, and now I'll stitch weld it in place. Okay, what we've got here is the recesses for the rock sliders, or the arms that connect the rock sliders, and we've welded the 3 fish plates underneath about halfway to allow some cooling. We don't want any warpage. On this side we've marked the mirror image. We've got the 2 slots we're about to cut out. We've got the pieces mirrored as well from the other side, and yeah, we'll get into that now. Okay, as we've been building this on the vehicle, what we've managed to do is with the arms, we've tacked on the underside only, on all 3 arms. We've made sure our lines are right with the body lines. We've tacked the outside with our multiple angles, and we've used these stands here to prop it in place while we've been tacking it. I'll just remove that. I've since cut a couple of the tacks just to make it easy to remove off, which we just found out. So that should just nicely snap off. Now what I'll do is I'll put it on the ground. I'm able to weld all the angles underside, or what would be called an overhead weld. We can do the right way up and make it nice and strong. Okay, so we've actually completed the task now. She's all welded onto the chassis. She's fitted. We've welded to the fish plates we welded on earlier. We've also gusseted the entire structure for the added strength. There's just a couple of triangulations in here, 1, 2 and 3. Now all we need to do now is grab a crowbar of sorts, drop it down back into position, and we can show how it all fits up. Paul gets the block out, beautiful. Until that pin goes in. Lovely. And that is our finished product.
Well, we've got a rock solid mount for our roll cage, and that's what's coming up in the next episode. We're going to build the roll cage. That's it for this week. See you then.
That looks like an exciting project that they've got going on there. What's up next, Chris?
Well guys, a couple of weekends ago we went down to Wellesley, which is just at the back of Brunswick, and we checked out a brand new competition called Mud Flats Mayhem, and it was brilliant. But what we're going to show you now is a teaser for the DVD we are making for this, so sit back and watch this.
After completing the first event and not vomiting, I did really well. I got my confidence up going through every stage after that.
Competitive wise, not too well. You know, got stuck on a lot of the courses, but it was great fun.
Will you be back next year?
Yeah, for sure. It's a really well organised event. It's awesome.
There's a few things that we got pulled out of, but we're just here for a bit of fun, and that was it.
Yep, so you'll be back next year?
Definitely, yeah, definitely. I want my name first down on the list.
Had heaps of fun, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed the tracks, a lot different to what the normal tracks out in the bush are. Pretty interesting, need a bit more clearance, but don't we all?
Awesome mate, unbelievable. I reckon next year they'll be turning people away.
You know, I saw the opportunity, I've never done a comp before, and I thought this is a great opportunity. They had the chance to go for stock vehicle, so no modifications required, just a crouch helmet, driver's licence, so it's a great way to get out and go.
thought he might, but he must have been.
Now that was a great comp, guys. We had an absolute ball down there, so the DVD will be an epic DVD, epic footage. But that's it from us from this week, guys. So what's happening in the next fortnight?
Next fortnight we've got part 2 of Macca and Ty's trip to Cape York. We've got the Manjimup Agricultural Show and also a new competition starting.
So there you go, guys. We've got heaps for you. So until next fortnight, it's a four-wheel drive show and we are taking you
off-road.
Off-road. There we go. See you later. So what do you think, guys? That DVD will be one epic journey. Epic journey that just sucks.
My hair was all messed up, Carl. You got to keep an eye on it.
Okay, you ready? Now, I know we've been off air for a while, but we're coming back to you bigger and stronger. We've been off filming lots of new stuff, and we have lots of original stuff, and we have lots of stuff which is stuff. So we'll stuff that up. Okay. Well, Shelley's going to be with us throughout this season, and she's going to go take us out on some great trips. But first of all, we'd like to say, what would we like to say? Okay.
Some exciting stuff happening there. What's up next, Chris? Oh, you wait till I get you.
Okay.